All right, so a little update here. What's up, Tim? What's up, Tim? So my friend and I are going to start doing Debate Fridays. He doesn't know that it's called that, but I'm going to start calling it that. This Friday, I'm going to have to take on gun control. He is going to be anti-guns. I'm going to be pro-guns. I guess that's just gun in general, not necessarily gun control. He would be pro-gun control, and I would be anti-gun control. Anyways. So basically, I'm supposed to argue against him, which is the opposite of how I normally am. I'm on the left side of things, generally speaking. And so is he. He's a little bit more conservative probably than I am. But I had, in an effort to improve my own understanding of the world, I've taken the opposite position to see if I can change his mind to what I don't believe in an effort to inform my own mind. Anyway, so I guess the main points that I'm going to touch on with gun control, at least from the right perspective or the more conservative perspective, is basically that it would violate the Constitution, the Second Amendment, that it basically protects our right to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government or from abusive criminals or threats to our physicality or whatever it is. And that putting one amendment in jeopardy or altering one amendment would fuck with all the other amendments as well. Because if one becomes flexible, then so does freedom of speech, and that's a slippery. Come on, Tim. Slippery slope. That's kind of a alliteration. That's a tough thing. I'll give myself a break there. And then the other thing I'm going to say is that statistically speaking, guns actually save lives, a much higher number of lives than they take per year in defensive uses of law-abiding citizens trying to protect themselves or de-escalating potential violent crimes with a gun. So I'll use that. I'm going to talk a little bit about media, facts, how if there's any kind of data he brings up, I'm just going to request that he cites a source. And I'm going to set the expectation at the beginning of the argument that if there is any data, you better have a source ready. Because if we're on the playing field of we're going to say stuff and not have a source and just kind of say, well, believe me, then we're playing with fire, and that's not a real debate based in facts. And that's what debates should be. If you don't know the facts, then say, this is my level of intelligence right now, and I'm not going to pretend to be more intelligent than I am. And that way we can actually have an honest conversation. And maybe I'll become more intelligent if I don't try to pretend that I am more than I am. If that makes sense. I would say at this point in my life, I'm definitely pretty liberal, so I still have trouble seeing the value of, like, philosophically, the value of having such a lethal weapon that we have access to. I still think the whole idea of humans killing humans is a very antiquated idea. You know, it's a very it doesn't really make sense anymore that we need to kill each other. It almost seems kind of comical and stupid. But then again, you know, I say that from a generalized perspective because most people don't want to harm, but there are crazy people out there that do intend harm on others. So that might just be an aspect of humans that have to be dealt with indefinitely. But I do think that we've made that that's become more of a focus and more of a dominant philosophy rather than an outlier. So violence is something that we assume is everywhere all the time when it's by far not the case. Most people are just trying to make it through life, you know, trying to feel important and get the love that they need and hopefully love people correctly and improve themselves. So anyways, that's where I'm at in my life with my buddy right now. We're going to argue about gun control on Friday, and I'm going to pretend like I think that everybody should have their guns and stuff. And honestly, since I've done research, I have changed my opinion a little bit. I at least understand it more. So if I get into a debate with somebody, I think that there's going to be like Like, I'm going to nod my head like, yeah, that makes sense. I understand that argument. I've heard that argument. And it's going to be up to me. Really, it's up to him to argue back with me. But anyways, peace out, Tim.